Welcome to Electro Arc. In this video presentation, we're going to review the setup and operations of the Model 2S Electro Arc metal disintegrator. Our 2S features the Arcer head. In the unpacking, you're going to want to make sure that you review your shipping list to make sure that you received everything, including the power supply, head, power coolant cable, the manual, collets, electrodes, and picks. And you're going to want to make sure that any damages to the machine or any of its contents have not been damaged, and report these to your shipping company immediately. They are responsible. Applying the proper voltage to the machine is important. Make sure the machine is turned off during this operation. Check the front power panel to make sure that the input voltage is what you have at the wall. We have provided a 7-foot heavy-duty 3-connector cord. You'll note that one connector is green and the other two are black and white. If you have ordered the machine with a 240-volt supply, you can wire the machine to a 3-prong twist-lock male plug or directly into a fused or disconnect box. Here's a special tip for those 240-volt machines. In a 3-phase electrical system, you have one leg, that's a phase, that is higher than the other two. You can measure the voltage between each leg to ground to find out which is the higher voltage. Use this leg and one of the lower voltage legs for best performance. The third wire is a green or a green with yellow stripe. Connect this wire to the earth ground lug provided in the disconnect box. Turn on the main disconnect. Assembly of the machine is fast and easy. Install the Arcer head into your downfeed support. You will find the 1/2" by 2" long straight shank arbor a convenient means of holding the Arcer head. With a 3-point chuck or 1/2" end mill holder, you can use the Arcer head in any drill press, lathe, mill, radial drill, CNC, and any of our magnetic fixtures. The power coolant cable is going to be installed. First, this is a dual function cable, hollow cord. It carries the coolant and the power through the center of this cable, providing power to the head. At the back of the machine, secure the brass fitting using an open-end wrench. Snug this fitting. Now let's connect the power coolant cable to the Arcer head. Two open-end wrenches are recommended. You'll want to check that later to make sure there are no leaks. The last connection is the head vibrating cable. It is also keyed. Plug it into the back of the power supply and secure it with the locking ring. Turn on the machine breaker on the back of the power supply. Filling the cooling tank is easy. We use a 20-to-1 mixture. Put 1/2 of the bottle into the machine and fill the tank to the appropriate level. The cap at the back of the machine is a twist lock, and you can rotate it to put the water into the machine. Your machine comes with a front door for storing collets and electrodes. The operating panel has the first button at the top, a head-on lighted green push button, and a wiper switch that will control the intensity of the head vibration. Each circuit is protected with a twist lock type fuse. The next push button is pump on. This circuit is an AC circuit and has a float switch to let you know when coolant is low. It also is protected with a twist lock fuse. The last button is disintegration. This will turn or engage the disintegrating transformer. It is protected by a twist lock fuse as well. The heat selector is part of that circuit. The range may vary from 1 through 8 or 1 through 10 depending on the power supply. Last, we have the master stop, which is a push lock. Twist to engage power. Pushing this button will shut all functions down. It is extremely important to have a good ground. You will want to be sure that the part or work surface is clean and free from paint or rust. Positioning the ground as close as possible to the point of disintegration will ensure maximum performance. In this demonstration, I'm using our optional magnetic ground base. The magnet makes it easy to secure and an excellent ground for the disintegrating process. If the part to be worked on is heavy enough and clean, you can get a good ground through the work surface, as you see here. Light parts should be secured with clamps and hold downs. Our cast iron part has a 3/8 or flute broken tap that is 3/4 of an inch deep. We're going to choose the appropriate electrode. The 3/8 tap requires a 187 electrode and a heat setting of number 4. For this 10 kVA machine, the heat selector is positioned to number 4. Each electrode size has its own collet. Slide the electrode into the collet, leaving about 3 to 5 inches sticking out. Insert this assembly with the O-ring end of the collet into the spindle adapter and secure it with the brass locking nut. Use 2 5/8 open-end wrenches to tighten the locking assembly. To contain the high-pressure coolant, an Electro Arc splash shield is installed. Never restrict the coolant flow in any way. This will cause the machine to overheat and the part could be destroyed. To secure the bag, roll the O-ring up over the chuck lock nut. Slip the splash bag over the chuck lock nut and roll the O-ring down over the splash bag. Finding the bottom of the hole is easy. Using a depth stop makes it even easier. Remember, the top, the 3/8, is broken off 3/4 of an inch into the part. Lower the disintegrating head so that the electrode is sitting on top of the broken tap. Take note of the position of your depth stop. Measure up the scale, the 3/4 of an inch of the broken tap, and add another 30% of that distance. That's about 3/8 of an inch for the erosion of the electrode. Set your depth stop. That's all there is to it. Raise the head about 1/4 of an inch off the broken tap and lower the splash bag around the part. Hold the spindle in place and turn on the machine. First, turn on the head vibration, next coolant, and then disintegration. The Arc disintegrating head is equipped with a current monitoring device. It has 8 LEDs. 3 are green, 3 are yellow, and 2 are red. Manually lower the Arc head and adjust your feed so as to keep the current monitoring LEDs in the green-yellow range. If the current monitor goes into the red momentarily, slow your feed rate down. Never allow the meter to stay in the red. Continue the process until the depth stop is bottomed out. Turn the machine off. Raise the head and pull back the splash bag. Now, using your Electro Arc tapered magnetic picks, remove the core and the 4 cutting flutes. You'll see there's no damage to the hole, threads, or the part. With the broken tap removed, a new tap will clean the hole and the threads. From time to time, you'll have to adjust your arc or disintegrating head. If you find the head has no vibration or stalls during the cut, the following adjustments should be made to regain performance. First, with the machine turned off, find the adjusting nut at the nose of the head. The adjusting nut controls the amount of up-down movement of the spindle shaft. Loosen the adjusting nut by backing off the socket head bolt found in the adjusting nut and rotating the adjuster clockwise, removing all the up-down travel. Now, rotate the head counterclockwise 1/3 of a rotation and lock the adjusting nut. When you pull down on the spindle, you should see a 20 thousandths gap between the adjuster and the bottom cap assembly. This is the only adjustment for the head. You should get years of trouble-free operation of your arc or head. If you cannot make these adjustments, send the arc or head to our factory for repair. Should you incur problems, you can reach us at either of our 2 locations, either in the U.S. in Ann Arbor, Michigan, or the UK in Brierley Hills. Thank you for your purchase and enjoy your machine.